Nick here, and today we have more Dark Souls with the Four Kings Mega Boss expansion. This expansion was Kickstarter exclusive, so it's pretty hard to find, but I finally was able to get a copy of it. On my channel you can find more board games, unboxing and first impressions, as well as how to play videos on your favorite board games. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and consider subscribing to receive the latest updates. Finally, the Four Kings expansion. This one I was not able to buy shrink wrapped, but it's in pretty good shape. So the box is pretty neat. You have the Four Kings in the front. You have New Londo on the sides. And for the contents we have four Four Kings miniatures, four Four Kings health dials, one Four Kings data card, four Four Kings identifier tokens, 20 behavior cards, 2 treasure cards, 4 level 4 encounter cards, 1 mega boss game board, and 1 rules insert. So as always we have the rules insert first. We're gonna check it later, like after we check all the other components, as always. Then here you have the punch board with the 4 dials for the 4 kings, and an identifier for each king, since the models they look like the same. So let's start by assembling the dials. Here are the 4 health dials for each one of the kings. They also give you some spare rivets in case you lose one or something break. And now for the 4 markers. You place them like this to identify each miniature. Then we have the game board, which is 2 times the size of a normal tile in the base game. One side of it works for the level 4 encounter, which is basically an encounter that you have to do before you fight a mega boss. And the other side is the abyss, where you fight the 4 Kings mega boss encounter. Then here we have the first pack of cards. If you want to sleeve your cards, this pack uses 63.5 by 88. Here you have the 4 Kings data card in 5 languages. The 4 Kings don't have a lot of magical and physical resistance and have a unique hit up, which we're gonna discuss later on. Then each king has a distinct symbol here. So you have 8 behavior cards for the first king. Some behaviors deal the stagger status. 4 behavior cards for the second king. These behaviors have the boss moving before and after attacking. 4 behavior cards for the third king. All of these behaviors have a high dodge difficulty. And 4 for the fourth king. All of these attacks stagger and push player characters. And then you have 4 level 4 encounter cards. So these cards, they have many more enemies, and basically it's a trial that you have to go before you fight a mega boss. You have to complete this this level 4 encounter, which is played on one of the sides of the 4 Kings board. Now for the second pack of cards. The sleeve size for these cards is 41 by 63. We have 2 treasures. The first one is the Bequeathed Lord's Soul, and the second one is the 4 Kings Sword. For the miniatures, we have 4 identical miniatures representing each one of the kings. The miniatures have more or less the same size as Smo, and they are very detailed. I'm gonna give a run through of the boss battle. You start by placing the model on the Mega Boss node, then take all the 8 cards marked with the first king symbol, shuffle them, pick only 4 cards, and this will be the starting deck. Now, as you reveal the cards for the attacks, once you flip the last card of the deck, you add another king in the board with the proper marker. They all spawn at the Mega Boss node. Remove 1 card from the behavior deck. Pick the 4 cards marked with the 2 king symbol. Shuffle the cards. Take 2 of them and add them to the behavior deck. Then shuffle the behavior deck and you're ready to go for another try. When all the cards have been used, instead of flipping the deck again, you summon another king and you do the same thing. To finish this unboxing, let's have a look at the rules insert. I really like this battle. It reminds me a lot of the actual battle when you play Dark Souls. The fact that it's a race against the clock and you have to defeat the kings as fast as you can, it's super cool. The fact that they have very different behaviors, like every time a new king comes in, sometimes they push you a lot, sometimes it adds a lot of attacks that have a high dodge difficulty and so on, makes it pretty cool. The treasures, I really like the sword, but I don't like the bequeathed soul, because by the time you're fighting one of those, it's already like you're already finishing your playthrough. So I didn't like that one that much. I really like the level 4 encounter battles because you're going to be fighting more enemies. They also use enemies from the base game and also from the expansions, and you're going to have to strategize differently because of the amount of enemies and the size of the map. I really like it, and it's another one of the Mega Boss expansions that I would recommend. Maybe they will do a reprint later on and they're going to actually put it on retail, who knows. But for now, if you find a copy and it's in a good price, just go for it. Did you like the treasures? Would you use the Four Kings sword on your playthrough? What do you think also about the dynamics of the combat? Let me know in the comments. So thanks guys, and see you next time. Bye.